This is a test for basketball fans. I'm going to play a few clips, and you let me know what you see.
Very frustrated right now, and when you're frustrated, you do foolish things.
Rozier takes another bad shot. Hornets get it back. McCown puts it.
3 leading scorers. But interestingly, over the last 3 years,
Strength zone they get. In it goes back. Caro, this is where they make their money. Missed the dunk, though. Gets it back.
Porzingis gets to the rim, gets a second chance, and that one.
Horford galloping and feeding wide open 3 White.
So what you just witnessed was the Miami Heat getting killed inside the paint every time Bam Adebayo was on the perimeter. And by the way, that was just a small portion of the full 3-minute plus clip that I'm gonna post on Twitter at AnthonyD_Heat if you want to see it. But the point is, when Bam is on the perimeter, he's really good. Like, we've seen him consistently lock down some of the best guards in the league, like Trae Young. Yo, what's going on, y'all? I'm just here to tell y'all to like the video and subscribe because it does help me out a lot. I greatly appreciate it. Peace out. The unicorn on defense that he is. Anytime he does force a stop, it seems like the opposing team gets an offensive rebound or a layup or just some sort of easy bucket inside. And it sucks because I don't want to limit what Bam can do on defense. He's the best defender in the NBA for a reason, and I love seeing him wreak havoc on the perimeter and make it hell for these other teams' star guards. But they can't keep getting killed on the inside, which is why I've always wanted to see Bam Adebayo play with another 5. And the Heat have tried it before with guys like Myers Leonard and Kelly Olynyk, but those guys were soft. Those guys didn't play big, they weren't great rebounders, and they don't really help protect the paint when Bam is on the perimeter. But I get it, the Heat needed shooting. Both of those white boys could certainly stretch the floor, but now you got Kel'el Ware. I think Kel'el Ware is an excellent fit next to Bam Adebayo, and I think we're going to see them get some minutes together this season. And I know both those guys would want to see it too. I mean, we've heard Bam Adebayo talk about it.
This might give me a chance to do that if we have somebody in the paint.
Yeah, it definitely opens it up to where your mind can go, to places where in the past it couldn't, and being able to expand and grow as a player.
And we've also heard Kel'el Ware talk about it.
I'll be able to fit, well in with the Heat, just being at that, that 5 position to, help Bam out with him, potentially, going to the 4 and just being able to space the floor out, everything would be, much easier for, the whole team.
Yeah, me and Bam, we could definitely play beside each other because we complement each other, so well. His position is, really the 4. And so with me coming in at the 5, being able to protect the paint and, be able to do what I always do.
And I think the fact that Kel'el Ware even brought that up immediately after getting drafted really means something, because it means that the front office, the coaching staff, was in his ear during the draft process saying, hey, what do you think about playing next to Bam? Because if that's the case, well, then that tells us that the front office and the organization also has plans to play Kel'el next to Bam, which could kind of even be more confirmed because you even had Pat Riley talking about that lineup.
We feel very fortunate that we were able to get the specific player that we wanted, that we think can complement our team, complement Bam.
And I've heard a lot of people bring up Precious Achiuwa, but when the Heat drafted Precious, we didn't really hear that he could play next to Bam. We kind of heard that he was another Bam. And plus, Precious was only 6'8". Kel'el Ware is 7 foot, and Bam Adebayo literally just said the other day that it's always good to have a 7-footer next to you. And Bam did say that in reference to Kel'el Ware, but we're also seeing how successful the pairing of Bam and Anthony Davis is right now in the Olympics. Having 2 versatile big defenders like that could cover up for each other in the paint and rebound has just been incredible to watch. Now, of course, Kel'el Ware is not Anthony Davis, at least not yet, but he did say that playing next to Bam would really help improve his game. His exact words were, "It doesn't put a lot of pressure on me. I would say it encourages me just to get in the gym and get better because of the player that he is. So I would say that it definitely encourages me to get better. That way I will be able to play by his side." So it's nice to hear that both Ware and Bam are genuinely excited about the opportunity of playing together on the court. But it's also exciting considering we just saw Kel'el Ware dominate the Summer League, make first team all Summer League, averaged like 18 and 10, was ultra efficient, had like 4 double-doubles, was just a beast in the paint, made his presence felt, was rotating everywhere on defense, blocking shots with exceptional timing and IQ, rebounding guys, and one after and one, dunking on dudes, catching lobs from Pelle Larsson, Isaiah Stevens, Josh Christopher. He was just awesome in the Summer League, and as you could tell, I'm very excited as a Heat fan. But I want to relax. I want to temper expectations because although I do expect to see some Ware and Bam together, I don't think it'll be at first. In fact, I'm not even sure how much playing time Ware will get at first because it all comes down to Eric Spoelstra, who typically doesn't like to play younger rookies too many minutes. I mean, look at the difference between Nikola Jovic and Jaime Jaquez. Jovic barely played his rookie season as a 19-year-old, where Jaime Jaquez was an integral part of the rotation, but he was 23. So when Kel'el Ware does play, I do think it'll be in a limited role. I don't think we'll see him out there doing those post fadeaways that he was doing or taking 2, 3, 4 triples a game. I think he'll be in a similar role to what Derek Lively was last year, which was an excellent player. We obviously saw he was a pretty big contributor on a team that went to the finals. But that being said, I think Kel'el Ware is going to be a guy that is not going to get any plays, obviously. He'll mostly get his points off of offensive rebounds and picking lobs. But I just want to temper expectations in that way. People are talking about him like he's a stretch 5. That's not the case either. I mean, his second year in college, he did shoot 43% from 3. But that was on 1 attempt. So if he can get 1 up a game while in the NBA, I certainly think that's enough to keep the defense honest, which is good news. But he's far from a floor spacer. But that's okay, because maybe now Bam Adebayo is the one who is actually stretching the floor. We're seeing him in the Olympics now. Just had 3 triples in that one exhibition game earlier. You had LeBron calling him the new Splash Brother. And it's been fun to see. And of course, last season, starting randomly in like game 70, Bam started shooting a ton of threes, and it was at a pretty high percentage clip. But also, Bam's shooting form gives me a lot of confidence that he'll continue being a better shooter. I mean, he has textbook release, great follow through, great arc, full extension on the arms. That's something that he's kind of always had, right? Because he's been a pretty decent mid-range shooter for a few years now. So I think it was only a matter of time before he stretched his game to the three-point line. Kind of like Chris Bosh, who really went 10 years without shooting any threes, but he was so elite in the mid-range that when the game changed, it took him a couple years, and obviously by the time he retired, he was an elite three-point shooter as well. Now, Bam isn't Chris Bosh, but best case scenario, he is able to stretch the floor from 3 next season. Jimmy Butler continues the great three-point shooting that he did last regular season. And then maybe you are able to see a lot of lineups with those two and Kel'el Ware, which I think will be ultra scary. Especially if you had Nikola Jovic at the point guard. You get 3 6'10 plus dudes in there. Oh my God. That is going to be scary. And as a Heat fan, it's just a breath of fresh air from playing all these small ball lineups all these years to actually having a couple of versatile and athletic bigs, and I'm really excited to have that going into next season. But let me know y'all thoughts down below. Do you want to see Kel'el and Bam play together, and do you think Spoelstra does it? Because I'm still a little iffy on that, so let me know what y'all think. Make sure to like the video and subscribe because the growth has been crazy on this channel, as I always say. But I do greatly, genuinely appreciate the support. It means a ton to me. So continue doing all that good stuff for me. And I'll see y'all with the next video. So peace out.
Pull up in the city trying to get that dead face. Do it on my own, I don't need no dead weight. Had to kill him off, yeah, I need a head space. You know this homegrown bitch don't offend me.